I'm spitting hymns, synonyms, open gyms, never miss the rim. These pockets fat but moving like they slim. I got a big heart, little Tim. You have to understand I'm him, the boy is him. Yeah, the boy is him. I ain't traffic, way I'm moving, pushing whips just like a pimp, rock and roll life. Even bands cannot make me flip. I'm sticking to the script as I'm trying.
Right. Welcome to the show, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You had a good week?
Yeah, it was all right.
Ups and downs. Well,
every week is a roller coaster when you do stand up.
Absolutely. Well, I start every show the same way, so I'll open with the same question. Who are you?
My name is Mike Holloway, stand up comedian. I would love to be able to say that that's what I do full time for money, but it's not. I have to work a regular day job still, but the goal is to get to where I can pay my bills just doing stand up.
Absolutely.
And then when I get there, I'll have to make up a new goal.
Facts. Hey, one step at a time. But yeah, that's definitely the wave out here. I think we are building something really cool out here though. We're creating some opportunities, and all we could do is just keep pushing forward and being better every day. How long have you done stand-up comedy for?
6.5 years.
6.5 years.
I started October-ish 2019.
Okay.
So I did like 1 or 2 open mics, and then COVID hit, and then I didn't do anything for like a year. So started getting back into it, and been doing it
Ever since.
multiple times a week ever since.
And love at first sight type of thing?
Yeah, my origin story is I had to move to a bigger city to start doing stand up. So like I was always a fan of comedy growing up, and then I didn't even realize that it was a thing that I could do until I was like 35. So then I was like, I want to try to do this. I have always been a fan of it, and I was listening to I was an early adopter of podcasts too. I was listening to Rogan when he was doing Ustream in his living room.
Yeah.
Like this, but on Ustream before YouTube. But yeah. And then I was watching Kill Tony from the beginning when they were in the belly room, and then I kind of realized over the time that I was listening to all these podcasts with comedians where they talk about the craft and all that stuff. I was getting an education in comedy through the podcasts and stuff. And I was like, what? I think I can do this. Especially like once, Kill Tony got big and they started getting a lot of people who were like first timers or whatever, like just doing dog shit, And I was like, well, I could definitely do that or better. So try it.
I found it.
I had to move from a small town I moved to Kansas City to start doing it.
Interesting. I found it's like, I feel like there's a lot of positives and negatives to that, of like a lot of people having the courage to try to do comedy, I guess. Because there's obviously going to be the negative of like people just trying to get their walk of fame on Kill Tony and just like go up there with nothing ready and just like go try to be on the spotlight. Like I get that. But I also feel like the saturation can be a good and a bad thing. Like it can be good because in a room of 10 newcomers, you look fucking ridiculously good. You know what I mean? But then with that, there's so many more people that are doing comedy. So it's like the greats, I feel like, don't shine as much. Because if there's 20 good like greats in one room, you know what I mean? There's like an old expression. It's like if everybody's beautiful, everybody's ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I was wondering what you would think about that.
Yeah, it's definitely oversaturated here in Austin. The nice thing about Kansas City was there were only like 50 comics, including open micers.
Yeah.
Basically, so like, yeah, there was a lot more. There's more stage opportunity here because there's so many open mics. Like there's like several,
Which is so
open
cool, by the
mics
way.
a night.
Yeah.
Here, besides like Friday and Saturday night. So you can definitely get stage time. That's the great thing. But just like in Kansas City, worse than Kansas City, all the open mics never have any actual audience. Maybe one or two people wander in, but so that's very hard to calibrate and recalibrate.
Yeah, to
from
understand.
the
Yeah.
feedback, because you're not getting real feedback from other comics. Usually they're
Pricks.
either not that they're pricks. They're
Yeah.
just they're in their own head about their own material.
Yeah.
Or they're talking to their friend who's another comic who's there, and also if you're doing the same jokes, they've seen them 100 times already because
Yeah, you're so yeah.
we're all,
At the same places,
at the
yeah.
same mics all the time. So it's like it's hard to get. You just can't get real feedback.
Yeah.
From other comics that see you all.
It's true.
Unless they're like your friend and they can say, "Hey, I noticed that you did this well this time,"
Yeah.
something like that. That's good feedback. But like as far as laughter goes, yeah, you're not really gonna get.
Yeah, I feel like so I've only been doing comedy for 5 months. Like I'm really brand new. But I feel like I've done the 5 to 10 jokes that I have that I get a decent reaction to for the most part, depending on where I go and how many people are there, obviously. But I feel like now I'm at a spot where I want to start just doing more crowd work type stuff just because of that exact reason. Like if I'm at NAR and everybody's fucking seeing me at NAR, I might do like a fucking opening joke and just like talk shit. Cause it's like, it's easy to, it's hard. Like, I don't know if this is going to make sense. Music and comedy have a lot of similarities, but they're opposites in one way. It's so much worse if people know your material in comedy.
Yeah.
In music, it's so much better if they know your material because then they're singing along, right? So it's like, I feel like the best way to grab attention is to literally grab attention in comedy. Like literally, like you fucking, hey, you motherfucker. And then you just like, you know what I mean? Like that's like something you can't really do in music. You can't just be like, hey, you over there, fat fuck, listen to my fucking set, In comedy, you could kind of do that. You could kind of just like, like be hostile, or you could be like,
And sometimes you kind of have to do that to get the attention of the room. Like, especially you do enough bar shows, like you gotta figure out how to grab their attention because they're all talking to each other and they'll talk over you.
Yeah.
If you let them. So you gotta grab their attention and get them to shut the fuck up and listen.
Like I thought this was interesting. I don't know. There's some people, I won't say any names, but some of the people that run some of the mics at NAR are very good at what they do. And some of the people that run some of the mics at NAR are just like, they should never, ever be responsible for anybody else but themselves.
Probably not that as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even that they aren't.
Themselves.
Yeah. It's not even that they're not funny. It's just like, you should not be responsible for other people. Yeah. You have enough time putting one pan on at a time. You know what I mean? And, as somebody that has convened a lot of people my whole life, like I've literally made this music group. Like, I don't know how much anybody's told you about that, but like I've built, a music group throughout the whole country, and I've worked with people outside of states, and I've gotten people to convene with one another and build friendships across the internet. How much easier do you think that would be for me to do that in fucking real life? You know what I mean? Versus, because we
kind of need something like that in the Austin comedy.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Other than, there's certain cliques where people do that. So I guess it'd just be another clique, probably, but it'd probably end up being that.
Well, one thing I'm considering doing is I want to build like a after Kill Tony, some sort of event where it's like, maybe there's 4 rooms, and like one room there's like a music room where people are just dancing. Maybe they bring chicks in there, whatever. And then there's like another room that's like, it's like a green room where like people are like writing together, like trying to come up with skits. Maybe there's like an outdoor spot where people are smoking, you know, whatever. And then obviously you got your bar, right? And then like that way we could kind of circle through and you could kind of do whatever you want on any different night. And I'm trying to make it so it's like we're streaming the event. Like I'm live streaming the event because I think there's something missing with the Kill Tony universe. There's not, I get it for Tony's perspective. There's like fear of some of the retarded comics getting well known too much because you don't, you know what I mean? It might lose their credibility because what's great about comedy is you don't know anything about their lives. You just hear the jokes that they tell.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's something to be monetizable in the lifestyle of comics because it's fucking unlike anything else.
Yeah.
So I want to make it like some like live stream shit where maybe we're not making crazy viewership live, but then we're paying an editor to go back and fucking get the highlights of the night. You know, motherfuckers get into a fight. There's a clip. Motherfuckers rapping on stage. Like maybe we get a comic that never freestyle before, go up and drunk and just kill some shit. Like, holy fuck, this person ... rapped on stage. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like you can make unlimited clips with shit like that. I feel like that would be super cool. And we might not even have to pay for it because it would bring a whatever bar that decides to host that so much business, you know, like whatever we can make. Like I'm trying to make like a business relationship with someone and like really fucking build some shit. Cause I get that like there's the humor, the post mics at NAR. Like I know you're hosting that Mondays, right?
Yeah, it's not a mic.
Oh, it's a showcase.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like there's potential there that like the thing is like the worst thing with the Kill Tony is you're sitting there for 5 hours and then after everybody's just like, fuck yes, I can finally go do anything else. But if you don't present exactly what that's going to look like and there's you know what I mean? Like there's like a uncertainty of what that night's going to look like. Like if you go to a mic, there's a chance that on a Monday there's 30 fucking like if you go to Creek in the Cave after Kill Tony, there's like 35 to 60 fucking comics signing up on a Monday night. I'm not trying to sit there till 2 a.m. hoping to do a set for fucking drunk people. I'm good.
That's a lot of what it is. Because a lot of the mics have a cutoff and they do a standby list because there's so many comics here that you have to do that or because you have to fit within a certain time frame for your show, your open mic or show. But yeah, it's so yeah, there is a lot of like I don't even know if I'll go up because there's also a lot of bucket.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like I don't even know if I'll go up, and I have to be paying attention to them pulling it. Luckily, there's some that do like a bucket pull, and then they make a list out of that and post that.
So that would be better.
A lot of them do that kind of style, or it's like a sign up online, and then they do like a random, or however they decide to make that list. But yeah, it's so there is a lot of like just sitting around waiting, hoping to go up, and maybe you don't, you know. So you sit there for 2 hours and you don't go up.
I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this right now. So I don't know exactly how many comedy clubs there are just on 6th. There's probably like more than 5 though, if I had to guess. I know there's Velveeta. There's.
Are you talking actual comedy clubs?
Yeah, like I would include NAR.
NAR is not a comedy; it's a bar.
But it's like
does comedy.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
there's several of those.
Yeah.
But
comedy clubs,
actual comedy clubs,
Velveeta, Mothership, Creek.
I consider Creek on 6th, even though it's actually on 7th.
Yeah.
Because it's close enough to the other stuff.
Yeah.
So there's Creek, there's Velveeta, there's Vulcan, there's Bat City Comedy Club, which is it's on 5th, but it's right there too. There's the Black Rabbit. And then there's the bars that do comedy, like Shakespeare's and Narbar, and then there's a couple of like weed shops that do like comedy. Relief does shows.
So I wonder like,
but it depends on what going back to the whole clicks thing. There's a lot of shows
Yeah.
that you can get in if you're in the right click, or if you know somebody in that.
So,
click and
here's what I'm
get 'em to
wondering.
Put in a good word for you.
That's definitely
But
true.
other than that, it's pretty hard to get, unless you're just completely undeniable.
Yeah.
Which is
Hard to be.
hard to be. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, there are outliers like Tony Scar, who just
Kills
that
everywhere.
guy's just undeniable, like from the get. Like he just started doing it and he's already undeniable.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder.
And then there's people but the vast majority of comics have to work at it for a really long time to become undeniable. They say 10 years until you really start getting good at comedy. You know, you got to do it for 10 years before you
Can understand.
out,
Yeah.
you know?
I wonder
Because
if
it just
like
takes that long for most people to get that good at it.
I wonder what the relationships are like between the clubs that exist. Because I don't know, this just popped into my head just now. What if we could create like a website that documented every event that's going on in the city and which places have showcases, who's going to be there, bucket pulls and live updates to the bucket pulls as they're happening. Like imagine there was somebody at
Like an Austin comedy.
like literally Austin Comedy, like the Instagram page in Austin Comedy Central, they do it a little bit, like they get like but like I'm saying a real website where it's live updates and it's like you could literally figure out who's running each mic. Every week there's an updated part of it that says it's really easy to access with like forums, and then like you could give moderator status to people that run mics, and then the moderators will be like, hey, Jimmy Prescott is running this mic this week. Fucking Matt Rivera is running this mic here. And then you could be like, DM him at this Instagram if you want to see what the stage time, how many people are there. You could DM him, like I'm sitting at Narbar. I could DM him and he's at Creek. I could be like, hey, how many people are on your fucking lineup tonight? He's like 12. Okay, cool. Can I be 13? Oh yeah, sounds good. Or no, there's fucking 42 like comics here right now. Like we don't need more fucking people here, you know? And then you could kind of gauge that. And then also that gives an opportunity for what I was talking about with the streaming. Then I could walk around with a camera and I could hit every spot. I could go for 45 minutes or until it gets dry, you know? And then I could get content all around the city. So instead of me being stagnant and in one place, we could figure out a way to like get everybody's day-to-day work shine, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like that could be something really dope.
I don't know about the whole live streaming open mics and stuff.
Yeah, probably not comedy sets, but events.
Yeah.
I don't know. But plus, people would say no.
A lot of the comics don't want their material out there yet.
That's true.
For one, you don't feel like it's ready yet to be out there on the internet. And once it is, like, then that's the thing with doing Kill. I was on Kill Tony 3 times, and I can see in the faces sometimes in the audience that if I do the jokes that I did on Kill Tony, then I can see that they've heard this one before.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's like, and they never hit the same when people have heard it before. So
True.
Going back to the whole comics listening to you over and over again, it's not going to hit the same the second time. So, yeah, it's a lot of comics don't like their material being out there until they're ready to put it out. You know,
Makes sense. I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
I do little clips at my show, but I try to not catch anybody's material, only catch like the audience reaction, you know, that type of thing, because I don't want to put the comics material out there unless they specifically say, hey, you know, go ahead, post this or whatever.
That's a good point.
But yeah, like me personally, I don't want to put anything. I regret doing one of the jokes that I did in on Kill Tony because now I feel like it's out there
and you like that joke, you want to use it, yeah.
But it wasn't done yet.
Like
I could do it better.
Well, yeah, and it was only 1 minute too.
Yeah, but I feel like I hadn't quite finished polishing that one. I can do it better.
You said you've been on Kill Tony 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel like you did well all 3? Or do you feel like...
I did okay on all 3. The first time I did pretty good. I got a good big joke book, and then like the second time, like my car wasn't running, so I was having to take the bus and shit, and so like I wasn't able to make it out to as many mics, and I wasn't getting as much stage time, and I could tell
You could feel it. Yeah.
and my performance wasn't as smooth as it should have been, and so yeah, I feel like the second time wasn't as good, but it's also weird because you have two separate things. You have your set, and then you have the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two separate things. Because like I feel like I did good on the sets,
But not so much on the interview.
Interviews were dog shit. Like
yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like a lot of people I feel like a lot of people with the interview have there's like a weird balance you need to have of like likability to like being comical. You know what I mean? Like because
I find the interview the hardest part, definitely, because like first of all, you want to be honest, but you also want to say the most interesting of the honest answers you could get.
Yeah.
Like, so you're trying to do that, but then you're also like, they're cracking jokes, and you don't want to step on them. And then also like they're interrupting you to ask questions while you're trying to explain something. And then you don't really have the opportunity to go back and explain.
Yeah, unless they ask. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're keeping shit rolling and
trying to be funny themselves. Yeah, that's a good point. I also find that a lot of people are trying to do what like crowd work in the interview, if that makes sense. Like they're trying to like
or they do their bits. Like sometimes if you know a comic and they get on and you're like they're in their interview and they're talking about something and you're like, that's one of your bits, bro. Like I've seen you do that bit like 5 times. Like okay, but I mean I guess that's one way to do it. Try to work your bits in there.
Who was on the panel when you went on? Do you know?
The first time it was a crazy one. It was Mark Norman, Ari Shaffir, and Adam Ray. And Adam Ray was playing Tony.
Oh shit!
And the craziest part is like I was so amped up on like adrenaline and shit that I knew it was Adam Ray, but I didn't get that he was doing Tony. But it made it feel weird because like
he wasn't
repeating each other and going off of each other like that, but it didn't click in my brain. I was just like, this is so weird. What's going on? Like, you know, and that kind of threw me off too. But yeah, I was backstage and I was like, I could hear him talking and I was like, oh shit, that's Mark Norman. Oh shit, that's Ari Shaffir. Oh shit, that's Adam Ray. And I'm like, fuck.
You gotta lock in, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
bro, last week was one of my dream panels. Like the episode Mark Neuer got on. That's like one of my dream panels. Like a UFC fighter and Ari Matty. Like I was like, bro, like when I saw that, I was fucking amped. I was like, bro, that's so fucking cool. And then it just so happened that like I knew two of the comics that got pulled too. Like both Chase and Mark got pulled on that episode. I'm like, that's fucking dope. But I don't know. Who's your dream panel? Like if you could get in front of anybody.
I don't know. It was pretty much that.
Yeah.
That first one was like crazy. Like
that's awesome.
I was like, holy shit. Like I've been a fan of both Mark Norman and Ari Shaffir for a really long time. And Adam Ray I didn't know about until I saw him on Kill Tony, and then I was like, oh, this guy's amazing. Like but yeah, that's like Dave Attell would be amazing. Roseanne, she gives great advice. I would like to be on one with her. I don't know. There's so many great comics that I would love. Joey Diaz.
Thank you.
He's a legend.
Thank you. That's who I want. I want Joey Diaz on there.
Yeah.
Killer. Is there any so I was talking about this the other day. Do you think that there's a industry of people that aren't being considered for Kill Tony that should be?
Industry of people.
Well, yeah, like, you know, athletes, wrestlers, like, you know what I mean? Like a group of people. Like I kind of feel like it would be really cool to get like some musicians would be fun. Some
guests.
Yeah.
on the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you know who
I do that a little bit.
you know who I think would be a crazy episode? 6ix9ine Tekashi.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be fucking hilarious. Tony should totally get 6ix9ine Tekashi. That show would be hilarious. I can just imagine. He'd be like, "Are you fucking retarded?" Like that shit would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I would, bro. 6ix9ine and Joey Diaz on the same panel. Run it.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, the non-comic guests are fun a lot, but I always like it when it's just comics because they give you a lot of times they'll give you real advice too, like if they feel like
Absolutely
giving you advice. So that's kind of what I would look forward to more. So
Did you how many times did you sign up before you got pulled?
it was quick. I got pulled within 2 weeks.
Damn.
Of coming here. I got pulled 3 times in 4 months. And I don't know for sure, but I think that's some kind of record. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But people tell me that's crazy all the time. Must be some kind of record. So
someone got. I don't remember who it was, but someone got pulled 3 episodes in a row.
Got pulled?
Yeah, like
That's
from the, and I was like, and it was someone random.
Then
Like they have, yeah,
it's probably not me then.
yeah, like well, it was definitely not you, but
No, I mean like
the record,
yeah,
yeah.
the record.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but someone was telling me about it the other day, and then they showed me the 3 episodes it was, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I feel like there's a lot of theories, like conspiracy wise, of like what is predetermined and like what is like people have been pulled out and who gets, and like I think that there's like a documented number of people that get pulled every week that are like this, like the people that like Tony's associates that are like, yo, this guy's been fucking locked in writing. You got to get him on the show. So like, okay, the 6th pull of the night, we're going to use this guy. He's going to go in here. But I do think that majority of the show is like completely random.
Yeah, me too.
But I think there's some that's like,
there are a lot of people who think that it's very curated and maybe a tiny bit, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's pretty random. Probably.
Sometimes though it gets confusing because
the mothership open mic though, I feel like
fully curated
pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Like you don't.
They got archetypes though. They're like great comic, bitch with fat ass. That was you, Isaiah. But I don't know. I do think that at Kill Tony, the max amount of people, like it is weird though, because like you see a lot of these people that are running mics all throughout the city, continuously getting pulled on the same episode, and I'm like, okay, I don't care how much of a veteran you are, the odds that we get 4 people on the same episode that run at Creek or Nar, or you know what I mean? That I'm like, like I'm like, come on, bro. Like, but then at the same time, I had 2 friends that got pulled the week before that both have been doing comedy for less than a year, and both bombed bad. So why would it be purposeful for them to, you know what I mean? At the same time, that would be some shit that'd be purposeful to make it look like it's random. Like, it wouldn't be that hard.
And also, like, you gotta have the bad with good. There is no light without dark.
It's like what we were saying.
Like if everybody on the show murdered, then it just
wouldn't be lit.
Yeah, like those people would not stand out.
Yeah, then not every night could be the best fucking night of your lives.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I try not to think about it because I'm there for the enjoyment. I'm there, like, bro, I moved here 4 months ago. I'm still like in shock that I'm here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was in Chicago for 22 years. I've been watching this show since COVID, and I was like, every day, like, yo, bro, like, like you said, that motherfucker sucks. I could do what he does. Like, we could figure this out, And like, I make music, so at the very least, I'm finna be the best rapper they've ever had on the show. Like, they've had some dog shit rappers that they've praised. Like, they've got some dudes doing some shitty ass bars, and they're like, oh, he can keep a flow. Like, no, that motherfucker is dog shit. Just wait. Because, I don't know. I'm going to talk about the podcast for sure when I get pulled. That's obvious. I've interviewed so many people that have been on the show. Like, it would be stupid of me not to talk about the show. But I think I'm going to have a long interview because there's no way they're not going to want to hear me freestyle. Like, I'd be shocked if I was like, I'm a white Jewish rapper, and they're like, don't rap. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a thing. So I think that'll be cool. But my set, I'm still playing ping pong with which set I want to do. I've got 2 options, really, maybe 3. But I think I know the answer. I just like don't want to accept it because the one I worked on, curated for Kill Tony, isn't the same joke that I think I'm gonna end up doing on Kill Tony. But we'll see. I really wanted to do my black ice joke. I really wanted to do that on Kill Tony. I know you've heard me do that a couple of times, probably. But I don't know. I think like there's a lot of retarded people, and I don't want the joke to go over anybody's head. So like I like my gay voices joke better because it's obvious. Like,
No, the Kill Tony audience is pretty savvy.
yeah,
They'll get. I mean, I did way better at Kill Tony than I do at any
mics.
mics or shows.
Well, yeah, there's also so many more fucking people. Like,
Yeah.
and they're drunk and they're there to laugh.
But they're also smart and
Yeah.
they get things.
Yeah, because it's like on brand.
Yeah, I have so many people at bar shows and like open mics that they just don't.
What? Yeah. That's because. Do you ever have this problem? I talked to G-Pow about this. Do you have this problem of like the difference between being funny and just saying something in a unique way that you thought was funny, but it's really just a true statement?
Yeah,
You know?
I struggle with a lot of my jokes with that, and I end up getting rid of a lot of jokes because they end up not.
And like,
because they're just like you said.
let me know what you think about this. I feel like when I'm writing a joke, when I'm really in the fucking like mood to write a joke, I'm picturing myself like I'm in a special. You know what I mean? Like I'm like on stage controlling the audience with how I'm saying this. But then you realize, unless you are Chris Rock, unless you are a fucking great, nobody is hanging on every word the way that they are to who you are today. Or at least for myself, you know?
Well,
So like
it goes back to it takes time.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers put in the work.
Well, yeah, obviously they put in the work, but I'm saying they're also notoriety. Like there's comics that are famous from other things that aren't necessarily like killers every time they're up there. You know what I mean? Like no hate. Like, bro, I literally modeled this podcast after Theo Von's podcast. Like the way he sets things up and the way he like builds camaraderie in the conversation and can get deep, but also be funny, right? But like I've seen Theo Von live, and like in comparison to a bunch of other comics I've seen live, I think you wouldn't be able to pick him out of a crowd if you were blindfolded at a fucking open mic. Like some of the good people at open mics here are fucking just as good, you know, like at stand up. But he's a fucking elite funny person. Like when you talk to him, he's fucking hilarious. But
he's unique.
He's so unique, but I think his problem is with comedy is he's so unique that when he's on stage by himself, you can't make that understanding. Like you can't come to that conclusion of how unique he is because he's by himself. If I'm on the stage with him though, he looks fucking way more unique than he really than you realize it more because the person he's next to is normal and calling out the things he's saying that are crazy. But when he's doing sets and they're pre-rehearsed, it's just you're seeing a comic do comedy.
Yeah.
Versus
I think Theo's so unique that anytime you see him talk, you're just like, oh no, this guy's different.
Yeah, he's like different.
No matter what, if he's beside anybody or on his own, like
Well, his podcast is a great example of that.
This guy talks different. He thinks different. Like,
but when you're doing a podcast, it's really authentic. Like it's you. You're going for 2-3 hours sometimes. You're just going, you know what I mean? It's impossible to, you know. But I feel like when you're tightening up a set, it sounds so pre-rehearsed a lot of the times that it's impossible to be as authentic.
That's because it is.
Yeah, so
it is pre-rehearsed.
Well, yeah. But so because of that, it takes away, I guess like
I feel like I have a hard time trying to keep my shit like authentic. Especially, like, because I know that, like, at the open mics, unless it's a new joke, the comics, these people have already seen it, you know? Like, so, it's a kind of a weird thing that I think a lot of comics do this. Like, you don't give it you have a totally different energy when it's just comics in the audience than when there's a good
Yeah.
a decent audience. Like, I definitely just go into a different mindset. And
Yeah.
perform differently when there's an audience.
Definitely.
Than when it's just comics. When it's just comics, I'm just going through the motions of repeating the joke to get it more solidified in my head.
I feel like
most of the time. Sometimes I can rise to the occasion and actually like just try to do it to the best of my ability, like, and perform it the way I would for an audience. But most of the time, I have a difficult time getting there. Like, if it's just other comics.
Well, I feel like my problem is sometimes I'm afraid to change the energy in the room. And like you walk, like I did Trey and Lindsay's mic at the Magic fucking store or whatever the fuck. Bro, yeah, it's a tough room, but
that's one of the tougher of the open mics, I think.
It's a tough room.
I think it's probably because I'm kind of a nerd. Like, I play Magic the Gathering too. And so, like, there's a group of people sitting there playing Magic the Gathering, and they don't give a fuck about what you're saying on stage.
Yeah, but there's some.
If you try to, like, do nerdy jokes that you think they would like, they have nothing. They're just, and they're talking.
Yeah, but there was a decent amount of
like a bar show, but it's not a bar.
There was a decent amount of people there that were like in the front row, like that were there for comedy. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like comics, and then there was a like couple people that were not comics that were there. It was pretty cool.
No.
And Lindsay did a whole thing about it because she was like, "There's 5 people here that aren't," you know what I mean? Like that shit was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was probably because they don't that never happens
there. Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, good. I'm glad they had audience. You know?
Yeah, they had some people, but being up there,
it's been just like a few comics and then the people playing Magic the Gathering, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really wanted to do like when I was watching it and I was kind of reacting to that. I kind of wanted to be wild as fuck, just for the shit, like fuck of it. But like I didn't do that. I did the exact opposite. Like I got the mic and immediately I started doing my material. Yeah. And I was like I was like talking like very, you know what I mean? Because I matched the energy of the room. Like if I wanted to be funny in that room, like I wasn't even trying to be funny at like kill on the set. I just wanted to make my friends laugh. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted Trey to laugh, you know? So I was just like, all right, I gotta fucking go crazy here. And like I went up there and I was like immediately just sucked all the energy out of me. Like this chick did a whole, she was so good. I can't remember what her name was right now, but she did a whole set about how she was on the carnivore diet and she started buying steaks in bulk. So she spent all this money on freezers because the freezers were to keep the steaks frozen for longer. And then she was like, then I started doing crack so I could make the steaks last longer. And she goes, that made me sell the freezers real quick. And I was like, that's a pretty good prep. I was like, that's pretty good. And then she was like, so I'm selling steaks, but they're de-thawing right now. She's like, I swear I'll suck your dick if you buy a steak. So then my first thing I said when I grabbed the mic, which I thought was going to kill, like I thought at least she would find it funny, you know? Like I was like, so is there any specials if I buy 3 steaks? And nobody laughed. Like it was like the most fucking monotone reaction. Like it wasn't dead silence, which would have been worse. But no, actually, I think the silence would have been better because then I'd been like, y'all are fucking stupid. That's funny. But they like, it was like the, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like the fucking moan reaction of like the, and I was like, damn, fuck y'all. Like that was funny. So then I just went right into my material I had planned to do. And then my energy was just this the whole way through, just instead of, you know, like and right when I finished, I was like, all right, let's go to NAR. Cause I was like, I just want to fucking talk shit. Like that was fun. And like that night you saw us do like the no mics, like close down shit. I live for shit like that. Cause it's just fucking hilarious. And you never know.
Do that all the time. You'll come in there and there's no mic set up or anything. And you just sit up there.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
And just riff.
Why not? Whatever. Why don't you come with us? Why don't you come with us? That's just hilarious. And like the thing is like the problem I feel like a lot of comics have out here that are struggling, the word struggling comics, is because it stops becoming fun when you're frustrated with yourself. Like when it's like, you know, and I feel like the funniest moments in your life come when they're authentic. Like when it's like you're being yourself, you're with your friends, you're talking shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that's a bit. And then you got to fucking write from the idea that authentically happened. And it happens in music. People are like, oh, I experience writer's block. I'm like, no, you don't experience writer's block. You stopped enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, that's part of it. Like, I've been doing, like, I think you hit this wall around, like, it depends for everybody on how long it is. But, like, there's this period where you've been doing it a while and you're grinding and you're grinding and you're grinding and you feel like you should be at a better place in it than you are. And then you kind of like, you start losing enthusiasm. You're like, why am I doing this? You know, like, you start to doubt that you're ever going to make it. And that when you lose that enthusiasm, you're right. You're not as creative.
Yeah.
And so you get writers.
Well, then you start looking at a fucking emotional based thing. And like, what do all men complain about women? Like, can you please think logically, stop being emotional? But it's like it's like a fucking relationship. The whole reason you're attracted to it was the emotion. You know, and if you take the emotion out of comedy and you start thinking about it like a fucking math equation, it's not going to be funny. You can't just be like 2 + 2 is 4, laugh. Like, no, bro. Like, you got to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's why I haven't like viewed any negative thing that I've done on stage as negative. Like, everything, like every time where I've had like a bad set, I'm like, okay, like I was experimenting with some bullshit, and did I enjoy myself? Like, was I talking shit? Like, was I on stage? If I was on stage not enjoying myself, I guarantee you the crowd wasn't. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's been like my biggest mantra with music. Bro, I made this song that's playing. Like, these people are here listening to me perform right now. You know what I mean? Regardless if you're famous, if you're spitting to one person, if you're fucking spitting to 40 people, if you're spitting to 1 million people, that is a gift. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't fucking even recognize what they do is cool. Like, in reality, there's so many humans that never find what they're looking for. People's like, everybody has a thing. But no, that's not true. A lot of people, they never do shit. They work at Burger King their whole life. They fucking do construction their whole life. That's it, every day, 9 to 5. And then they go to sleep when they get home after their ugly girlfriend cooks them dinner. If they're lucky enough to get an ugly girlfriend. Yeah. So it's like, I have so much gratitude for the opportunities I've been given in life and what I have, that I don't care how long I do this shit, I won't do it if I'm not enjoying it, because that's my whole mantra of my personality, is to enjoy it. You know? You
still enjoy it. I'm not saying that you don't enjoy it. It's more like the enjoyment isn't every time, because you're doing
self-critical.
Yeah, you're well, also like going back to having an audience and having no audience. Like, it's totally different. Like, there's no audience, then you start to go like, and if you're getting a lot of those, then
that's fair.
You know, and then also, like, part of it is that some of these jokes I've been doing for 4 years, like every night. And so it's hard to have the same emotion with that you did when you first came up with it. You know,
that makes sense.
You just it's kind of like going, "Welcome to Burger King. May I take your order?"
That's a clip. That's a clip. I like that.
So it's hard to like keep that
going. I get it.
And like I said, an audience helps. Like,
yeah,
when you're getting an audience, a lot of times, like if you're doing shows with an audience every night versus doing open mics every night and then occasionally doing a show, the ratio of being able to keep that emotion up.
And also, when it's a show, it's got a predetermined audience that's probably going to already know when the show's happening and be there for it, plus people that might walk in, which is a good thing. That makes sense.
If it's a walk-in audience.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, when you do an open mic, a lot of the time the people that go to an open mic are people that want to be on the open mic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's like when you have a show, they know there's no chance to be on the open mic. So there's just people that are just there to laugh. And that's a different, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like that's a different, almost way you have to orient your thought process.
Yeah, it's almost like having two different personalities.
Yeah. But I feel like both though, like I feel like to avoid that, you just got to be the same every time. Even if you got nobody, just fucking do it. Full send.
I know, but then, like I said,
you just got to do it.
You do it for so long and it becomes,
yeah, I know exactly.
Like,
well, that's where you come in and you try shit that doesn't work. Because then that's where it's fun again. When you're like, all right, well, I think this is.
It is really fun when you have a new bit or.
It's like when you see a bad bitch for the first time. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Just like, damn, she kind of fine. You know what I mean? That's that feeling like right at the beginning, and then when you're like, damn, I have a chance. Like as it progresses, shit, that might be funny. I don't know, but I don't know. I do think that there is a level to that. I think I might actually have to build this website. I feel like that shit could be sick.
It's a it's a seesaw or a roller coaster. Like I said at the beginning, like I do comedy every week is a roller coaster. Because you have your ups and downs. Like you have good shows, you have bad shows, you have shitty open mics where there's no audience. Then you have a great show where there's a great attentive audience and they're laughing at everything, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've always
times when you're like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I want to do this all day, every day. Like, then you have your moments where you're like, I want to shoot myself. Like,
facts. It's like the worst reaction you can get in comedy is no reaction.
No.
Like it. What do you mean? You'd rather get?
You haven't done enough bar shows.
Oh, you'd rather get? You don't.
The worst reaction you can get is probably people throwing shit at you or booing you off stage, or walking the entire audience. Which I've walked an entire audience before. I'm not proud to say it. And it feels. That's one of the times where you definitely want to kill yourself afterwards. But, yeah. Sorry, I forgot where we were.
Oh.
What was the point of that?
Oh, I was saying the worst reaction.
Oh, no, the worst. Yeah. Okay. So, bar shows. Like, if you think that silence is the worst, it's not. It's when people are talking over you.
Yeah, and they don't give a fuck that you're there.
Everybody in the room is talking over you, and you're just talking to the void. If they're silent, they're at least listening to you, right?
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I just feel like from a crowd work perspective, silence pisses me off because then I have to like, I don't know. I gotta hit an audible real quick. If the shit is talking over me, I could have been anybody up there. If they didn't know who they were, they would have given the same reaction. So I don't take that too personally. Like if a motherfucker's just talking, like they're at a bar drinking, like they're not trying to hurt your feelings by saying they don't want to listen to your comedy. No. So I don't take that too serious. I think it's way more more fucking I want to kill myself when I'm like talking to the crowd and the fucking reaction is so dry they don't even give a fuck, even though they are listening. So if it was someone else, you're feeling like, oh, I could have been better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Right? Like, so they're totally indifferent to you being there and performing. Whereas at least the people who are silent are paying attention to you. Like
yeah.
They're waiting for you to say something funny. They want you to be funny.
Yeah.
But the other people who are just ignoring you and having their own conversations and doing it loudly, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They zero fucks.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So,
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, that makes sense.
You have to think of it that way. So, like, silence isn't the worst thing you can have. At least they're fucking paying attention to you.
Facts. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting this next week that I go and do mics. I'm going to try to just do some bullshit on top of some bullshit. So it'll be fun. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, well, I feel like I'm a memory man. So if I do a bit a couple of times, I remember how the bit is supposed to be done, where it worked better, where it didn't. But obviously I'm never going to not do the bits, but I'm just like, when I fucking go up on stage, I don't need to do 4 bits. I could do 2 and some crowd work. I feel like that's better.
Yeah. And also, my advice, since you're so new, is don't ever think a bit is done.
No, no.
They can always always keep an open mind to changing it. Like either throwing another tag on there or rewording it a little bit
Mhm.
to make it hit better. Whatever it is.
That's
like,
true.
You know.
It's gonna be interesting. Eventually when I get to do one of these shows, whenever it happens. But I'm curious to see. I have like a drawn out version of a lot of my bits that I don't really get to practice as much, if that makes sense. Which are like I think are some of the better like reasons I got into comedy was like because like I can tell stories, you know. So like I've got funny ass like lines from like a story that have callbacks in the story, you know, like that's like a 3-minute joke or whatever. And I feel like that shit is like that's where I fucking thrive. Like I feel like that's when I'm at my best. And like cuz I do speak well and like for the most part I think I am funny. I just don't like think I'm better than anybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like I'm brand new. You know, I don't have no arrogance when it comes to it. I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just trying to be better.
Good place. There's a lot of open micers who are way too
Arrogant?
They're just they think much more highly of themselves than they should.
Yeah.
You know?
But hey, all the power all the power to them, man. I'd rather be there than the opposite.
Also, there's a lot like delusional confidence will get you a long way.
It will.
So,
there's an old there's expressions about that. I wish I knew the exact words, but basically paraphrasing, it's like you don't get the raise unless you ask for it. You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot of people that might not be that great, but motherfucker, they work. Motherfucker, they ask for what they don't deserve, and you ask enough people for what you don't deserve. Shit, you might get what you don't deserve. You might get
the homeless people. You ask enough people for $1, somebody's gonna give you one, right?
Yeah, exactly. You ask enough people for $1, one person might be like, "Here's a 20 and be drunk. Here you go, thank you."
Yeah,
you know, and that happens. I actually have a homeless bit I'm working on right now. It's about fake homeless people because I don't believe that all the people are homeless. Like, there's definitely homeless people, but there's definitely people that aren't. And I asked a policeman about it, and he was like, last week I saw a homeless guy haggle a couple for $60, walk down the street, shed his homeless clothing, and get into a Hyundai Sonata and drive off into the sunset. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no fucking way. So I told that story to this girl, and she was like, why would a self-respecting man work a job, have a car, and then beg for money on the street? And I was like, you don't know his situation. For all you know, his wife gave him $60 to go gambling. He came back 2 hours later after begging and said, honey, guess what? I broke even. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like it had legs. But I was like, in the moment, it was funny because she was like, she thought everything I was saying actually happened. You know what I mean? It's like watching her face as I was like explaining that shit. I just thought like, there's definitely somewhere I could go with that of just like different stories that like homeless people would pretend to be homeless for. I don't know. I just thought it was a good premise. But
I mean, I did it once for a bit. I was doing an experiment on my Instagram. Like I had one that was like, I'm a door dasher with car trouble. You know, help me out. Anything helps or whatever. And then I did it again next day. I did 2 hours each time. And I did the next day with a sign that said all proceeds will fund the release of the Epstein files. And didn't really get it. Like, I got a lot of laughs with the Epstein one, which made my day. But a lot of people I saw like read it and then laugh in their car, and then like that's good, you know. But yeah, and I posted the 2 signs and then what I made with each one on Instagram.
So you got bread from that? So people sent you bread?
Huh?
Oh, that wasn't real. Like you didn't actually fucking put the Venmo up like all the
not a
okay.
Venmo. I just like
you just said it like as a joke.
What? Like
it's all money donated will go to like the Epstein files.
On my sign, like a sign.
Okay.
I was standing outside.
I misunderstood. I thought you meant you posted that, and I was like, so people actually sent you bread.
Yeah, okay. Picture of the 2 signs.
Got it.
What I got with each one. Like there was a lot of food.
That makes sense.
A lot of random like little snack food.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know why I thought you were like, this is my Cash App, donate to the Epstein file, and like you were trying to do a social experiment to see if. Okay, I get it now. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. But that would have been fucking hilarious if you were like, yo, all Cash App goes to me clicking the red button on the Epstein files, and then you just like cut to your set just doing the joke that you just said. Like, you know what I mean? And then they're like, fuck you, we just sent you money for the Epstein files. And you're like, I gave them to you. Like, I don't know, some bullshit. Crack habit. I wanted to know, like, so you were on Kill Tony 3 times. Did you have any like real life consequences of being on Kill Tony?
Not really, not that I'm aware of. It's you can't. Some of it you can't tell if it's coincidence or if it's like because you were on Kill Tony. Like, I had been looking for a job for a while and then after my episode came out, I started getting job offers. But I'm not sure if that's coincidence or because of Kill Tony. You know, some things like that. You know.
Or like you catch someone like looking at you, and you can't tell if they're just a weirdo looking at you, or if
I
they're
definitely get recognized on the street a lot, especially there on 6th Street. People will be like, "Hey, I saw you on Kill Tony." Yeah, which is it helps with barking for shows, but other than that, I don't like it. Like the fame is not what I want out of comedy. You know,
you just want to be able to pay your bills.
Yeah, I want to make enough money to be able to live comfortably and just telling jokes, doing something that I love doing. But yeah, I knew going in that the fame was going to be a weird thing that I would have to get used to. You know, it weirds me out. Like I don't like being like recognized in public. I don't really like being the center of attention. I don't like I'd rather just be a fly on the wall most of the time. But I knew going into it that if I did get famous, that would be something that I would have to just like, okay, this is one of the bad parts of it. That is just gonna come.
Yeah, just like any other job, it just that could have some really extreme consequence. But yeah, I think that I get caught up sometimes because there is such a negative part of getting too much attention. But I don't know, I just feel like I have so many ideas in my head that I feel like if I could monetize that attention, it'd all be worth it. And I can make the accommodations that I would need to live the life that I'd want to live because I would have enough money to make some of those problems disappear.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like that's basically what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it, going back to, you know, the light and the dark, you know, like
Yeah.
you have dark, otherwise you don't know what light is.
It's a good point.
Yeah, like I don't like getting my picture taken.
Really?
Like, yeah, being on video weirded me out. But yeah, it's just part of it.
So when I was talking about when I was talking about the camera that's gonna isolate you, that really pissed you off. You were like, "Don't fucking get that shit." No, I'm just kidding. No. He said, "I'm so glad I came in before that was here." But I don't know.
It's part of it. I plan on doing more podcasts and shit like that. Just like I said, it's.
Damn, just fucked his dog up. Yeah, he just fucked his dog up, bro. Y'all heard that? But I will say, like, I don't know. When I was young, I was one of those people that like I did not give a solitary fuck about what I look like at all. Like, I didn't even think about it. I wasn't a fashion person. I didn't care at all. Like, I'll wear the same shit every day, whatever. And as I've gotten more and more into the field of comedy and in the podcasting world, I'm starting to realize that my face is my brand, unfortunately. You know, like being able to be recognized, being able to be seen, being able to be the reason someone stops scrolling, you know? I'm like, fuck, I gotta maybe start taking care of myself a little bit. I'm like, God damn it, I gotta lock in. So, you know, I've been trying to make some big changes for that regard, but it's been a really interesting way of change of thought because I've been so like against all this shit for years. But I'm never gonna stop wearing a hockey jersey, motherfucker. Ain't never gonna stop. Ain't never gonna stop. But I don't know. I love it. I feel like I was talking about this yesterday. I was like, name a fucking giant ginger in the rap game. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe E double.
I'm finna be the first. They're never. Yeah. Just feel like there's no giant gingers. The closest thing people be like, you look like, people be calling me Ed Sheeran, bro. I'm like, Ed Sheeran is short and fat. I'm fucking tall and skinny. What the fuck you talking about? I'm like, I don't look anything like Ed Sheeran. But that motherfucker's mad talented, so I'll fucking take it. I always can try to find the shine in it. You know, fuck them. You know what I mean? They want to make fun of my appearance. Fuck you. You had to say that shit to me to make yourself feel better. You know what I'm saying? But I close the show with the same question to everybody. So I want to see. I'm curious how you're gonna answer this. When it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered as a comic?
As a It'd be nice to be remembered as one of the great comics, but the bar is so high for that. And there are so many other comics that are already in the running for GOAT that it's like, I don't know. Like, and comparison is the thief of joy, so don't compare yourself to others. But I want to be remembered as a funny comic that had clever jokes and like just kept grinding.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, thank you for your time today, Mike Holloway. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.